I found it works pretty much with all grade levels. I call it basketball golf, and I'll use it as a station or a lead up for basketball shooting. And what you have here is your scorecard. So if you have multiple baskets, you can write the course name on it, and so you can put it like on a whiteboard and say, okay, your group is going to course 1 or course green or whatever you want to call it. So you can set that up ahead with the course. Par, you decide on the par for each course, and that's how many baskets or how many shots it should take them to make that basket, depending on the age. So like you could go with a 1 here is pretty much a layup, and you can put that as a par 1. And then number 2 is way out here, it's a 3-pointer, and so maybe that's a par 3, depending on how, depending on how the age is and how they're shooting. And you can just mix it up in each basket, and so each course can be different, and then you set the par. So you set that up for them ahead of time and try to have a goal for them to reach, which is the course par. And then you can have 4 players here. That's why I have it. I only have 4 baskets. When John and I are doing it, we bring them over, and so I'll have 2 groups playing on 1 basket. And so what we'll have them do is Scott's group, I'll say, you guys start, and I change the colors up. So I'll alternate, and I'll say, you start on the green ones, hit all the green holes first, and then my group will hit all the yellow ones first or whatever. If you have enough, like here, it'd be great. You could set them up, put 4 or so in a basket. And so they'll record their scores, player scores, and then you can also play it as a team. And so they have to figure out, as a team, they're not only competing against each other, then they're competing against everybody else. And you can rotate through, and usually if I do this, I usually get through only about 2 holes in a class. I can get through 2 courses in a class I can get through. And then they can try as a group total, and I just use 4. Okay, just like golf, and just kind of explain to them in golf, just use that as a little explanation that the lower the score, the better. Well, the less baskets it takes your team to make it, the better. And so just go through, and they can plug all their scores and do it individually or team score. So.
Okay, for a non-golf person.
Yes.
So if it's a par 2 and I take 3 shots to make it in, do I write 3?
You'd write 3 in. Yeah,
okay.
you could talk about that being a bogey or whatever. You could relate it that way. I usually don't. I just talk about par in golf, and the lower the score, the better. And you're trying to make it in the number of shots depending on where it's at. In almost all of them, I usually don't go over 3, but I will also put a cap on it too. And
that's what I was going to ask.
What
if they're at 25 and they still haven't made it?
Well, and I did this one last year. I did this with my 4th and 5th graders, and I capped it at 5. If you don't make your 3-pointer in 5 shots, you write a 5 down and you move to the next one. So, and again, they get through about 2 courses in a class the way I have it set up.
And then they write their total score over here, and they just compare that to the course par.
Exactly. And the lower the score, the better. Or you can do it as a team thing, and they can create a team name. And I write them up sometimes on the whiteboard, team name, and then they'll record their score, and then they'll go to a different course and rotate that way. Pretty simple.